We have a lot of challenges facing us, like all of the California districts right now, but the neat thing about the challenges is it gives us opportunities for growth and to learn in different ways. So we have the challenge right now. Our city of La Puente became a sanctuary city and encouraged us to become a sanctuary district. Our district has become a safe haven district. It was a call to action, really an initiative from our coalition groups in our community, definitely from the city of La Puente. And at each school board meeting, we had community leaders from different organizations. We had parents, we had teachers and classified staff, and we had students as well, speaking to us about their fear. What if we go to school and we come home and our parents aren't there? All of the big what ifs that they fear about every day. And that's one of our big challenges with the social emotional piece right now, is because there is that fear and the trepidation about what is going to change. Are we going to be okay? Is our family going to be split up? On the flip side of that part comes the fear of, if categorical funding is taken away, federal funding is taken away from our district, we would lose about $9 million. And so that would cut so many programs from all students. And that's the double-edged sword between where we want to protect, and then in the same vein, that might make us lose this funding that brings, free breakfast and lunch to our students, that brings Head Start preschool, that brings so many of the services that we can offer that are categorically funded. In fact, our whole division, the Instructional Services Division, is categorically funded. So all of these services that we bring to schools, whether it's professional development, whether it's training for the teachers or the students, or student or adult leadership, would go away. Most districts have achievement gaps. Achievement gaps are very difficult to close. There are many reasons for that. The first part is being aware of the gaps, and we like to put faces to the data. So we're not just looking at a group of students, the significant subgroup, but we're actually putting a face to each piece of data. So for every student, we want to meet them where they are, differentiate for them where they are. So if they need acceleration, if they're gifted, we want to go there. If they need to be retaught something, we want to go there. If they need an intervention, bell to bell within the day, or whether it's after school or on the weekends, we provide that service. Our multilingual department and equity and access department have put on Saturday academies in both language arts and math. In the summers, we have our algebra enrichment academies, and the first year we had 16 classes of middle school students. Last year was 22 classes, and we expect 28 classes this year. A big part of it is training our teachers and administrators and classified staff on what needs to happen. So if in this, with this rigorous testing, students need to be able to complete performance tasks and have more deeper critical thinking and create and innovate and invent, then they need practice doing those things. So we are training our teachers on not just gradual release of responsibility, but also layers of facilitation, because it's not just career and college readiness that our students need, it's career and college competitiveness, because we're preparing them for jobs that don't even exist yet in the future. And so a lot of training with technology, a lot of training with 21st century classrooms and flexibility and learning spaces. In Hacienda-La Puente, we're very fortunate. We are grateful to our community for passing by 76% our school bond, and that is specifically for 21st century classrooms, technology infrastructure, and classroom settings that will better meet the needs of students. So going full circle back to the achievement gaps, they're hard. They're definitely hard, and we all need training, and we all need to keep moving forward in order to get there. Definitely status quo is not going to cut it. The new California School Dashboard, I think, is easier for students and parents and community members to understand. Students start taking these assessments in third grade, and third graders can very readily understand colored graphs, and they can understand that the blue one at the top with all the pieces of pie, that's the one that would be the highest level, and then go through the color sequence. The fact that it's not just based on test scores alone is nice, that it accounts for attendance, it accounts for suspensions, it accounts for graduation rates, for high schools and all of those things. So I think there's some pluses there. I think it's good that every school is held accountable, because with this new California School Dashboard, every school is given goals and targets as far as even if you're way up high, like some schools are in our state, they have to stay there. They can't, keep dropping and dropping. So I think that's a good thing. There's always going to be people questioning, why is there a new system and we just got used to the old one. But I do think it's one that our students specifically, and of course their parents and all of our stakeholders can understand. We need to create connections for every child and family to the school. And once students have those connections and want to be there and feel success, they may not feel success in every single content area, but as long as there's something that they want to come to school for. And what keeps me awake is, are we preparing them? Are we giving them the best? Are we treating them like we treat our own children? Because they are our children. And I think sometimes with all of the hubbubaloo with the meetings and the LCAP and the funding and all of the paperwork and all of the strategic plans and everything, I sit in all these meetings and sometimes wonder, when are we going to talk about the kids? And I am a mom as well with 3 children, so I always want to remember why we're here, and that's for every single student.